Banning abortion is dangerous because it kills people.
I'm just here to pray to end abortion.
Doing the procedure to end a pregnancy is extremely safe.
In my second term, we will again stand proudly for families and for life.
The baby is the first victim of abortion and the mother is the second victim.
What would be your pain right now?
The history of anti-abortion violence, 11 people have been murdered. The future could be quite scary.
God bless you. God bless America.
Every square foot of the external property has audio and video monitoring 24/7. We have a very robust alarm system, so we're able to notify authorities really quickly if there's ever a threat. We additionally have a guard who welcomes guests and screens them for weapons at the entrance of the building.
All right, thank you so much.
And our immediate neighbors are actually the FBI field office locally, which was also not an accident. We actually have in the next couple of months some anti-ram ballards coming.
Isn't that a little bit too much?
I wish it was. Unfortunately, we know that a neighboring clinic recently has had a vehicle driven through it twice. And so that is in response to a very real threat that unfortunately abortion clinics face in this country.
Equity Clinic is a family planning clinic focused on providing care for folks who are disadvantaged, whether that is racially, socioeconomically, in the trans community, with the central goal of improving equity amidst this chaos.
La clinique de Kiev se situe ici, dans l'Illinois, où l'avortement est légal, et ça jusqu'à 24 semaines de grossesse. Mais tout autour, on trouve des États où l'avortement est soit restreint, soit carrément interdit. Pour parler des États restreints, prenons l'exemple de l'Iowa. On peut y avorter seulement jusqu'à 6 semaines de grossesse, autant dire à un moment où parfois, les femmes ne savent même pas encore qu'elles sont enceintes. Ce délai de 6 semaines est appliqué ailleurs dans le pays. Et on trouve aussi des États limités à 12 semaines. Viennent ensuite les États ayant tout simplement banni l'avortement. Dans l'Indiana, aucune IVG n'est possible, à quelques exceptions près, par exemple quand la viabilité du fœtus est compromise. Au total, sur les 50 États américains, 12 interdisent l'avortement, dont 8 même en cas de viol ou d'inceste. Enfin 9 si on ajoute le Mississippi, qui tolère exceptionnellement l'avortement en cas de viol, mais pas en cas d'inceste. Résultat, 90% des patientes de la clinique de Kiev viennent d'autres États que l'Illinois. Certaines font parfois plus de 20 heures de route aller-retour pour pouvoir avorter.
Hi, do you have an appointment today?
Yeah.
Can I have an ID? I'll get you checked in. I'm going to give you this pager and it'll buzz when we're ready for you. We use this just to make sure we don't say your name out loud in the lobby, okay?
First, they could have a scheduled appointment or they could not. We accept walk-ins, and at that point we start the process to ensure that all of their logistics and funding are set up for the rest of their visit. We then confirm their medical history, verify vital signs, do any necessary blood work in preparation for their visit, and then they meet with a provider.
Do you want any information from me with the scan? Do you want to know how far along? Do you want to see it? Do you want pictures?
No, the hospital pretty much told me everything.
All right, fair enough. I do this to give them the measurement so they can tell them what their options are. Some of them, they're very stressed and having a difficult time, and I try to keep it as relaxed as I can. I answer all the questions that they have. It's a difficult decision that only they get to make. No one gets to make it for them. So then you guys can just have a seat back out in the waiting area, and then I'll get everything set up for the next part. Just keep that pager with you, okay?
All right, thank you.
Our 2-year anniversary is February 2025. We've seen a steady increase in patient volume since we opened. We on average see anywhere between 10 and 25 patients a day, and it continues. Our busiest month ever was last month. Our average time for a medication abortion is less than 30 minutes, and the average time for a procedural abortion can range anywhere between 2 and 5 hours.
So the procedure that you'll be able to have is called a manual vacuum aspiration. This is our clinic's consent form for that. And so if you agree, you can sign and date here as well.
Almost no insurance covers abortion care in the United States. Folks who are not used to paying expenses medically are all of a sudden, experiencing that for the first time, which adds another layer of complexity, of course, and another equity issue. Average medication abortion costs around $500. First trimester procedures may range between $500 and $1,500. Second trimester terminations may range an average of $1,500 to $4,000. And then, prices continue to increase from there.
We will give you some medications to help with pain and discomfort during the procedure. So I'd say option 1 is like the least amount of medications. It's just the second option. Make you feel like a little loopy, but you'll still remember everything. And then the third option will also give a medication called ketamine, which will help you not remember all of the procedure.
The first option.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can handle it.
They can pay half, we take that, and we then find support for the other half. We have a lot of partners who help support the work we do and our patients, and we lean into them very heavily. We have never, ever turned a patient away for financial reasons, and we never will.
I have so many of these t-shirts. I've been collecting them for over 10 years. I've been involved in abortion care. So I am a gynecologist. I work 3 to 4 days a week at my primary job. Then I come here once a month for 4 days. I take a 4-hour plane ride, then 2 hours of driving here. Yeah, and then I'm here for 4 days and then I do it in reverse. Yeah, every month.
I work full-time for a physician's office in Ohio, Monday through Friday, and then I volunteer here 1 weekend a month. That's what I fight for, is the human right.
I think that abortion providers from other states might be discouraged and scared to come to other states because they're afraid that they'll be prosecuted in their own state. I feel like I'm not going to let people scare me into not doing the work that I feel very passionate about doing. So I'm never going to not do this.
Police in Peoria, Illinois are searching for an arsonist who torched a Planned Parenthood clinic.
A man is accused of driving into the site of a future abortion clinic.
Shots were fired into the front entry of the Planned Parenthood clinic in Helena Thursday evening.
In the US, 11 people have been murdered. The majority of those have occurred in the last 2 decades. 4 of them were physicians. The other folks were either security or clinical staff. You see all of these messages here. They're all the same. It says, please stop supporting, please stop supporting, please stop supporting. And there's hundreds, right? It's just bonkers. But now, as we're continuing to move forward, it's making sure that my stuff is in a good place. Yeah. It could be illness. It could be, a security threat. It could be anything. So we got to be prepared so patients can still get care. Whatever that looks like.
Yep.
Things that the average doctor in the world does not think about.
I don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
I think she might be a nun.
She could not mentally handle it, and I said, this patient is not.
She's probably praying for us. She has a rosary in her hand, and she's just walking back and forth.
Does this happen a lot?
I think there are some people that come a lot every week, and then there's some people that just come randomly. Yeah, so.
I'm just here to pray to end abortion.
You're against what's happening here?
Well, it's the taking of a human life. Yeah. So it's a human life issue, a human rights issue, because, when you think about it, half the children that are aborted are going to be female. It is the human rights for unborn women. Women need to be more aware of all of the different options, that there are a lot of resources out there, and so many women are happy that they've had their babies, and there are resources out there. And really, I hope that you follow up with some of the resources.
I'm going to check it out, yeah?
Yeah, those would be really, really good people.
On a voulu aller à la rencontre de ces bonnes personnes dont parle cette manifestante. On les retrouve dans des centres de grossesse pro-vie qu'on appelle CPC. Quand on tape avortement sur Internet, on peut tomber sur eux, alors qu'ils ne pratiquent pas du tout d'IVG, bien au contraire. Il y en a entre 2500 et 3000 aux États-Unis. On en a appelé une dizaine dans l'Illinois et un seul a accepté de nous recevoir.
My name is Vivian Malley, and I'm the executive director of TLC Pregnancy Services. Okay, just follow me. This is our main administrative office. We opened our doors in 1996. This is, of course, Christ's hand bleeding. This is a reminder to our staff why we're here. We're here to serve the moms who need our help. If they come to us, and all of our services are free, then we provide ultrasounds, we do blood tests and pregnancy testing, information on the development of the baby, on the health of the mother. We also offer prenatal vitamins, also help with the medical card. So when they leave here, they can go on to a doctor and get free medical care. Here in Elgin, we're in a low-income area, and these moms are so glad to get the services that we provide. And as you can see, we have a lot. We have plenty of things. Our diaper area here, you can see that. Baby cereal here in formula, baby food in this area. These are snowsuits and little sleepers and all kinds of different things that she has down here. According to size, 90% of it come in through donations from our supporters. We sit down, we talk with them, we explain what their options are going through with the pregnancy, or it could be giving birth. Adoption is another option. Abortion would be another option too, but we don't endorse abortions. Again, we just don't encourage that. God has given each one of us a free will. It's their decision if that's what they want to do. We do explain to them the aftermath of an abortion. They have depression, unable to sleep at night, eating disorders, or if they go to a baby shower or whatever, they're affected by that. Something is stirred inside of them, and then they remember their abortion. They're grieving. Some even consider suicide.
My name is Liv Reisner, and I'm the co-founder and executive director of May Health. We spread information about what abortion pills are and how you can get them through the mail in all 50 states. In the fall of 2022, I went undercover at 5 crisis pregnancy centers in Indiana. I brought my pregnant friend's urine. I told them about my situation, that I thought I wanted to get an abortion but needed to know some facts.
It's just all of these bad feelings they have about themselves come out. And so sometimes it comes one way, sometimes it comes another, suicidal. There's been an awful lot of suicides.
These aren't just false data to spread to someone, but it's incredibly emotionally manipulative.
It's just automatic that you're kind of haunted.
It's been documented for decades that what I went through at these crisis pregnancy centers in Indiana is the experience of anyone who goes to CPCs across the U.S. They have an ideological perspective that is designed to dissuade a pregnant person from getting an abortion.
Even after that abortion, we let them know that we still care about them. We're not going to condemn them. We're not going to point the finger at them. But we do have this healing class, surrendering the secret class, post-abortive recovery class. This is our chapel. You may want to just take just a shot of our chapel. This is a place where people could come and pray, and we usually have like a little ceremony here where they buy a flower, and a flower will represent that child. Then they'll give that child a name, and also to release that child, knowing that they don't have to carry this grief and this sadness about losing that child through abortion with them for the rest of their life, because they can turn that over to the Lord and find release and healing. This is why they're feeling this grief. It wasn't just a blob of tissue or a group of cells. It was a baby with an eternal soul that is lost.
This is the United States. If you feel that abortion is evil and bad, you are more than welcome to have that opinion. You are more than welcome to speak about it, tweet about it. Free speech is good. What you can't do is act like you're a doctor and manipulate people into thinking that you have expertise about the human body. Crisis pregnancy centers are quite well funded. They actually outnumber legitimate abortion clinics in the United States 3 to 1.
Our budget is over $1 million. We have donors that are willing to support us, who believe in life and protecting life and all.
They receive a majority of their funding through private, right-wing donations and philanthropic efforts, but also receive a good bulk of their money from state funding. That is meant to go towards social programs in states, but depending on who's in control of the state legislature, often gets funneled to these fake clinics in states where abortion is banned.
Being a Christian, I feel that every life is precious and needs to be protected. When these women are sexually assaulted, when they're raped, they're going through so much trauma. To encourage them to have an abortion is just going to add more trauma to their lives. As the old saying goes, you don't want to punish the child for the crime of the father. What we say is the baby is the first victim of abortion and the mother is the second victim. So why not give that child to a loving couple to adopt? And at least you know you gave life to this. You gave a gift of life to this child. And God has been standing with us. He's been protecting us, defending us, and providing for us too, so we can keep our doors open because He loves these women. He loves their children. He loves their families. And this is why He keeps providing for us, if that makes any sense at all.
We know that many people feel the way they do about abortion for religious reasons, but not everyone. It seems to drive the majority of the financial support anyway. And we also know that the majority of people who are visibly anti-abortion also are incredibly privileged. They tend to be white, they tend to be male, they tend to look absolutely nothing like the majority of, the people in this country who are seeking health care, which is problematic to say the least.
As you know, this annual march started 52 years ago on the first anniversary of the disastrous ruling known as Roe v. Wade.
Alors la petite pause, il faut que je vous explique cette décision désastreuse dont parle Donald Trump. Son vrai nom, c'est l'arrêt fédéral Roe versus Wade. Depuis 1973, ce texte garantissait le droit à l'avortement sur tout le territoire. Mais le 24 juin 2022, la Cour suprême, qui est la plus haute autorité judiciaire américaine, supprime cette protection. Pourquoi ? Parce que sur les 9 juges qui votent, plus de la moitié ont des positions plutôt conservatrices et 3 d'entre eux ont même été nommés directement par Donald Trump pendant son premier mandat. Évidemment, cette couleur politique se reflète au moment du vote sur l'avortement, et seulement 4 juges veulent conserver l'arrêt. À partir de cette décision historique, chaque État peut décider de faire ce qu'il veut en matière d'IVG, et la suite, vous la connaissez.
In my second term, we will again stand proudly for families and for life. We will protect the historic gains we have made and stop the radical Democrat push for a federal right to unlimited abortion on demand, up to the moment of birth and even after birth. Think of that, after birth. And some people want that. Can you believe it?
Petite pause à nouveau, Trump exagère en faisant référence au très rare cas où un fœtus survit à un avortement et où le choix est fait de ne pas le réanimer. À 8 ou 9 mois de grossesse, ces avortements sont en général pratiqués en cas de non-viabilité du fœtus ou de danger pour la mère. Donc non, aux États-Unis, il n'est pas légal de tuer un bébé.
We will work to offer a loving hand to new mothers and young families, and we will support adoption and foster care to forge a society that welcomes and protects every child as a beautiful gift from the hand of our Creator. God bless you and God bless America.
We and every other organization that offers information about pills has seen a dramatic uptick in website visitors and requests since the day Trump was elected back in November. They can shut down clinics, they can ban abortions, but they cannot ban free speech. That's why May Health exists, to spread information to people who need it. Abortion pills are safe. They're effective. They've been FDA approved for decades, and no matter where you live, you can get them through the mail. Most every prescriber in the US and internationally can send abortion pills for free if you need them. And you don't have to visit these fake centers that are not operating with your best interests in mind.
We see more restrictions passed every year. So we're now talking about not only just banning abortion care, but banning the medications that are even used for miscarriage management to keep patients safe, because they may also be used for abortion care, imposing restrictions on appropriate ultrasound use, whether or not people can receive treatment in the middle of a hemorrhage while they're pregnant. It complicates whether or not same-sex couples can get care. The restrictions are becoming far more reaching than simply directly banning access to abortion. The future could be quite scary, for sure.
I think that we're having a hard time training people to do these procedures because now a lot of trainees are in locations that don't do abortions. And so they don't have the training to do this.
My less than 3-year goal would be to learn all I can from you and open a clinic in 2026. My biggest question is where?
Yeah, no, and that's a critical question.
Where?
It's critical.
Where am I going to help the most people?
Yeah. And then, of course, there's always the risk. You could open in a year later.
Yeah. Yep.
Lose everything.
Yep.
What do you do if that service is not available or possible?
Are you feeling okay? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, then you were. Okay, good.
The simplest reason why banning abortion is dangerous is because it kills people. If it's not death, then it's harm. And that seems like an extreme thing to say, but we've seen it.
What would be your pain right now? 0? Yeah. You are one tough lady, let me tell you that.
You see every single day that you are permanently impacting these patients' lives. And to give them the chance to take control is unlike anything that exists in medicine. I think unlike anything that exists in the world.
So, you have any questions, concerns, call us. Perfect. I got you. And then we'll go this way.
And that's how we get up the next day, because we're like, this was the coolest thing I got to do today. And to do that every day is pretty inspiring and awesome.